funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune in quick, hear the power flow. Wake up CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the Windy City, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived.
Hey there, it's your host, Rachel L. Gary for Wake Up CEO. Join me June 15th, right here in Chicago, for my book launch immersive event. Hashtag poverty to six figures, breaking the chains to gain. Get your tickets today at sayiampossible.com. See you there.
Oh, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go Sam, set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, now I ain't faking no. Look, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. You put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah, I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah, I made my way. Built my brand, now I paid my lane. Turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, gay game. But now I'm up and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in flexi. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago. Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up, boss you, boss up now, go get it all. Yeah, every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago. Chicago. Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up.
Hey there, hey there, hey there. Welcome to Wake Up CEO. And today it is time for that 2-hour power-packed wake-up call to step into your full potential. Guys, you know what my mission is. It is simple. My mission is to speak candid truth to empower your inner CEO. That one that is clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. The one that is ready to be the CEO of your life. And you know what we do on Wake Up CEO? We jump right in. So stay locked in for the power statement of the day. Also, the Author's Corner that is powered by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. Also, stay locked in for today's special guest, Melly P from Melly P's Playground. And stay locked in for that last Leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-growth gets GPS. And as I said, guys, you know what we do on Wake Up CEO. We dive right in. So the power statement of the day: if we don't build the children, we are busy patching broken adults. So if you guys didn't read those notes below, this show is about how building kids builds the community. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right here on Wake Up CEO. So let's start. You know what the first part of the show is about, guys. We are getting clear. We're being clear in what we're looking for and clear on how we're going to set ourselves up for success going forward. So we know one thing: kids mirror what we model. So what do they repeat? Who is their first teacher? Us as parents. We are the first people that they emulate, the first people they want to impress, the first people they look up to. And we as parents have to take that job seriously. I want to take a second. If you're new to Wake Up CEO, when I pause, that just means I want you to take a moment to think about what I'm saying. If we are the first people our kids mirror, the first teacher that they have, the first set of instructions that they receive, we have the best shot to provide our kids with the most information and make them productive people in society, and providing them guidance so they know how to navigate this thing called life. Yeah, we're going to get into it today, guys. So we got a couple people from the chat. I want to make sure I let the chat chime in. So we got Sharice out here with highly productive Chicago. Also a parent of a child business, which we'll talk about later on in the show. She says, hello, CEOs. Then we got Bruce. He's saying, let's go. Wake Up CEO radio show hosted by Rachel L. Gary. Let's get into it. So the question of the day. So I don't want us to lose sight of the question of the day. So what's the lessons you wish you would have learned when you were a child? Some of us got to think back further, so I'm going to let you guys have an opportunity to answer that question. But for those who are just listening, what is that one thing that you wish you would have known when you were a kid? Just think about that. So as we were talking about children mirroring what they modeling, what they see. So it goes into all of the things that they're listening to. They're listening to us talk. They're listening to what we say, how we articulate that, how we work with other people, how we talk to other people, how we disrespect other people, and how we respect other people. They learn all of that from watching us or watching the people that they're around the most. So it goes a little bit into in their early development time. Now, I'm not going to go deep into books that I've read when my kids were little, because I did a lot of research making sure that I wanted to instill a certain, I wanted my children to have an understanding of a certain way of life. And I wanted them to be, well-rounded. So I spent a lot of time invested in learning how to teach other people how to find success at a very young age. Because what I found out, and this is from my research, is that for the first 8 years of their lives, that's when the kids' minds are the most open. And that's when we were the most open. If you think about it. Think back into your childhood just for a second. We're not going back there for the trauma. We're going back there just for the memory. You remember more from when you were a kid than you do as an adult. Even though things that from your childhood have happened, some 1 decade, some 4 decades, some 3 decades ago. But we remember those things more than we remember things that happened yesterday. It's just the truth. So if as adults right now, you can remember more about what was happening when you were a kid than you can remember about what's happening 2 days ago, 2 weeks ago. When do you think your child's mind is the most open? Or if you're not a parent, if you're and you happen to mentor kids, or you happen to have nieces and nephews, or you're around children, when they're kids, they learn the most about life when you're a kid. What you pour into them stays with them. Come on now. I want y'all to dive in and think about that. So if we don't like what they're becoming, we must first inspect what we expect. So if you're expecting your child to understand that sit down means sit down, don't move, why do you have to say it multiple times? I just want us to think. Because at that moment we're training or teaching or guiding our children to do as they're instructed. But if we are instructing them, they're not only listening to what we say to them, they're listening to what we say to others. Now, I'm gonna use this for instance. When your kid turned 2 and your kid started getting real curious, started touching stuff, moving stuff around, what do we call it? In regular society, you hear the terrible twos. Because that's how we see that. That it's terrible that they're curious. It's terrible that they wanna touch things. It's terrible that they're not really listening and they're continually walking and they're doing things that we don't want them to do. Because as a kid, they're curious. They're trying to figure out. They're trying to understand the life in which they're now being accustomed to. And think about it, they've only been on the earth 2 years. And we've been on the earth 20, 30, 40 years, and we still are curious and trying to figure things out. So how do we pour into them differently? And I'm going to state it this way. How we pour into them differently is by actually pouring into them. We have to pour in the things that we want to see. And not just the word sit down. Give them a remote control. Give them a phone. We're allowing devices to teach our kids and then wonder when they get to be teenagers why they're doing certain things. Because that's what they see. Yeah, have you watched TV lately? Drop it down there in the chat a little bit for me if you're watching me live either on Facebook or YouTube. If you are watching TV and you see violence, you see disrespect of women, if you see neglect of men, if you see that women are controlling their households, and telling that man what to do and expecting that man still to step up. I want you guys to open your eyes, because this is what they see. When you hand them your phone, cartoons are not even cartoons anymore. I cut on a cartoon the other day by accident. I want to say that part. I cut on a cartoon and they were showing them something about sex organs on there. It wasn't a full blown, this is this and this is that, but that's what they were discussing in cartoon form. Now, if you're a parent that is not watching what your kids are actually cutting on, you think it's a cartoon and you just like, okay, they're watching a cartoon. Cartoons, even when we were little, and I'm gonna talk about myself and when I was little in the 80s, the late 80s and early 90s, when I was little and I was watching cartoons, they had sex in cartoons. So if that was in the cartoons I was watching, but then right now we see that people are having sex acts earlier in time. People are having babies at 12, 11, 10, 14, 15. Where did they get the information? And what information did they get that was against that? So the only thing what I'm speaking about is making sure that we mirror the right things. If you want your kids to do better, have better, and be better, we must give them better, spend some time, and be uncomfortable with ourselves a little bit, and be vulnerable enough to explain to them what we've seen, and also be ready for their feedback. The older they get, the later in time that you wish to have a conversation with them, the more pushback or feedback they're going to provide from what they see in society on an everyday basis. So every generation brings their own circle of genius. I know as adults, we say that we want to do something. We're trying to spare them. We're trying to save them. We're trying to help them. But on the same token, we have to listen, be open-minded, be willing to take in the information that they're giving us. And I'm going to give a very good case of friends' choices. So I was speaking to one of my friends a couple of weeks ago, and we were discussing about how you pick the person on the playground you're going to play with as a kid. And so when we were having that conversation about how do you do that, what makes you go up to somebody and want to play with them? And we were just going through different scenarios, different sets of conversations. And what we came across is that the person that looked the friendliest, or the person that was doing something that we were doing, or somebody that was doing something that we would like, those are the people that we gravitated towards. So as we got older, him and I were having that same discussion, and we were having a discussion about he has a 9-year-old, and his 9-year-old is starting to have some bad habits. And he had a conversation that he needs to go over there and have a conversation with her mother. Him and her mother need to sit down and decide how they're going to administer, or how they're going to conversate or correct some of the behaviors that she has impactfully. So he was asking my opinion on how to go about it. I just told him, don't accuse. There's no accusations. Don't accuse the mother of things. You're collaborating for the betterment of your child. And collaboration means you need to find out what she's been teaching. You need to talk about what you've been teaching. And you guys need to come to an understanding what you guys believe is the best course of action for you both to be teaching. And model those things. Because as I was saying in the beginning, kids model what they see on an everyday basis. We are the first teachers. When they go to school, remember, they go to school, they're either from 4 to 6. So that means 3 to 4 years you've spent with your kids, or the babysitter spent with the kids, or your parents spent with the kids. But if your parents, it goes this way. I have a cousin who doesn't like certain things that happened when they were a kid. but they still allow their kid to go someplace that doesn't resonate with what they want their kid to bring back home. And I know, and I get it. I am a parent. My kids are grown now, but I am a parent. I know it's hard to go to work, and it's hard to go to work. Make sure your kids are getting all their needs met, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It's hard to do that. But is it easier to help treat your kids to the best version of how life is as a child, or try to fix them as an adult? I think it's easier to teach the habits when they're younger because it gives them more time to understand those habits. And legacy lives in the language and the lessons. We're teaching them what you wish someone had told you. So this just gives a little specific. If there's information that you didn't learn till you were 13, 14, 15, and you learned that from your peers, or you learned that from school, and then all of a sudden, and now you're trying to implement those in your everyday activities, you want to make sure you have those tough conversations with your children when they're younger and when they're able to grasp the concept, and then model your actions by what you're talking about. You have to be the change you want to see in the world. And I know, I get it. We're living our lives too. We're growing up, and we got kids, but we're still growing. We're still growing and developing ourselves. But the only way we can grow, as we grow and we see things, we need to make sure that those are the things that we teach and give those lessons to our kids, things to avoid. Now, one of my sons, he is a great, well, all my sons that have kids are great fathers. But there's a conversation that one of my sons has with his daughter. And he is always reminding her about things that he went through as a kid. And he's also open to what she has to say about what she sees as a kid. You got to be open to listen to that their life is not the same life we had. I don't care if you're 10, 15, 20 years older than your kid. Their life is not the same as the life you led when you were a kid. There will be some similarities, but life changes. Things change. So you have to be open to listen to the situations that they are talking to you about on an everyday basis, because those are the things that help you in the long run be able to provide information and guidance through those challenges. But the only way to do that is to step into the role of the leader of your life. And as you're becoming a leader of your life, you're able to step into the role as the parent that is helping your child develop and lead their lives. Because telling them what to do doesn't allow them to be able to figure out what to do every time a situation happens. So we have to teach them when we're clear that we want our children to be productive in society. We want them to have the best clothes, but I want the best thoughts. I want to teach them conflict resolution, not how just to argue and fight. Because when we teach them to argue and fight, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to try to de-escalate a situation, because they're learning that the first thing is to have a conflict. If we don't teach them how to de-escalate a situation, that's a skill. It's a skill set. And that doesn't make them weak. I guarantee you it makes them stronger. It is easy to jump and have a temper. That's easy. But to be able to sit back and relax and think about, put some thoughts in your mind, and get another individual to calm down, that's an art. But the first person they have to calm down is themselves. And I don't think that makes a kid weak, a punk, none of that stuff. Because conflict resolution Believe me, it saves many people's lives. But we as parents, we got to stand on business. And when we have kids, the kids are the future. When we get old and wrinkled, kids are gonna be adults that are taking care of us. But if we didn't teach them how to take care of themselves and to do right by people, I know so many people that are in nursing homes right now, in a trashy nursing home because they can't afford the $7,000 a month nursing home. I want to repeat that again: $7,000 a month nursing homes. Well, they can't afford those, and their kids don't want to be bothered with them in the house because now those kids feel like how the adult felt when they were kids. Hey, I got a life to live. But if we don't teach and we don't cultivate, we are in that situation 20 years from now. But the only way to help is to take the time while you have their full attention. You got all of their attention right now. Don't lose sight of when you can be able to change the trajectory of someone else's life. That's what the opportunity does for you. So I mean, where being a parent and a leadership parent would honor, because you're going to lead the next generation to be able to do things that you can't do today. I say all the time, my kids are way smarter than I was. They're way smarter than me right now. Because I put so much information, I taught my kids how to think, not what to think. I explained to them when they want punishment, or if they ever got a spanking. If they got a spanking, I'm not going to be one of these parents who say I did not. I did so. But my child to this day will tell you that I explained every time there's something, what was going on and why, the cause and the effect. Respect and disrespect. And I taught them to respect themselves enough to make sure that whatever they were, because they were doing it out of respect of how they felt about themselves. So if you cut somebody out, you push someone's chair, you spit on somebody, you out here fighting on somebody, you talk about someone's clothes, you talking about someone's hair. Is that how you would treat yourself? If it's not, you want to be aligned with the person that you want to be. So I didn't scold them for what they thought. I just taught them to make sure that you're thinking. But hey, that's when you're clear in what you want. To build kids in, we have to build a community, a better community. We must build our kids up to be able to maintain a better community and want a better community for themselves. So we're gonna take us a little break, and we're gonna put on Stand Up.
We about to kick down the door. Plant them new seeds, watch them grow. We about to run up the millions, need financial freedom for all of my folks. Yeah, we building leverage to change the complexion of wealth. You can tell by my tone. Empower my people to go elevate and be great. That's the shit that I'm on. Stand up, 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 stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. You can't be walking around, bro. You better go get the bag. You better not give up hope. You can't be going outside. You got the power of God deep inside you, man. You better get off your ass. Your passion, the vehicle that's gonna drive you. Now go put your foot on the gas. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, 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 stand up.
Peace to the gods and the earth. May every verse that I write bring insight to the minds that's lost. That's what we do it for.
Body. Feet to the floor, fists lifted, I'm feeling like a panther. Power to the people from Tallahassee to Madagascar. Spooked by the door, I infiltrated this black magic. Took accountability, healing from all my bad habits. Universe bent to my will, empowered by my blackness. Do you know who you effing with? I feel like Mike Blackston died for the people, ain't nothing new. I been used to crashing. Judge slam gavel, he battled me with a racist passion. Stand up, chin up with your hands up, chest out. Know that this your land, bro. Embrace your beauty, they can't stand us. Don't want your reparations, they play it foul like I N1. My ancestor died for the cause. I align with the gods. I'm assigned to this war. Right into my lines, turn to art. Speak for the ones with no voice that's in the crowd. Love.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, 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 stand up.
You know, like, sometimes you just gotta stop caring about like what everybody else think and just live your life, you know? Look, if you ain't felt a couple times, you ain't ready for this. I don't crumble under pressure, I go heavy with this. Driving straight to the hole, I don't need no assist. If all I got is one shot, you know I ain't gonna miss. I never take a hater serious, I'm petty with this. Never been the type to fall down, straddle the fence. And yeah, I might lose it all, I get it right back quick. I'm like a walking casino, cause I'ma take that risk. I ain't scared of nothing but the old version of me. I'm fired up, boy, I love the cold version of me. I love the way I took the pain and now it's working for me. I'm coming back for everything that was taken from me. Hey, what you thought this was? I'm like the little engine that could. They love my drive, they just wanna know what's under the hood. I wish you would try to stop me, you gon' get what you deserve. I'll show you how to take it from the bottom to the first. Yeah. I know they try to say you can't, but do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, but that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. I know they try to say you can't, do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, but that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. When they said I couldn't, now they ask me how I do it. When you really know you got it, you ain't never gotta prove it. When you started from the bottom, you ain't never scared of losing. Everything all on God, that's the only way I do it. Boy, I been had the juice, boy, the extra side of sauce. Boy, I been had ragu. Baby, I got so much flavor in the pain, it's a seasoning. Promise I'ma get it, it don't matter the season. I do it any day. Every day I'ma get it in every way. No, they try to say that I can't, but I still do it anyway. I don't care what they're gonna say. I don't care what they're gonna think. When you out here chasing dreams, you don't care if people sleep. Wake them up when I speak, it's just a matter of time. And everything for me is just a matter of mind. Audacity and confidence, a deadly combination. Yeah, I hear them talking, I just call it admiration. I know they try to say you can't, but do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, so that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. I know they try to say you can't, do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you fought a couple times, so that's alright. I don't care what people think, do it anyway. I do it anyway. I do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. No, they try to say you can't do it anyway. Ain't got no money in the bank, do it anyway. I know you felt a couple times, but that's alright. I don't care about what they say, do it anyway.
Love is the language and the frequency that continues to grow and expand all consciousness. Peace.
Affirmations daily, you should join it. Love is the fire, we own it. The universe been talking to the chosen. The universe been talking to the chosen. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency.
All right. We're going to jump back on here. We don't want to keep you guys waiting for my special guest. So we were talking about what we're pouring into our kids. So I want us to get ready and get set. So we were listening to Erica Mason, Do It Anyway, because when somebody say you can't do it, you keep moving, you keep going. That's what you do. So I want to make sure that we got to give our guests and a total experience when it comes to Wake Up CEO. So my special guest is a promoter, an organizer, a radio personality of Melly Please Playground right here on my radio Chicago. I have the pleasure to have on my show Melly P.
Hey, thank you. Grand introduction.
Hey, I've been watching all these people introduce. I had to make sure I get myself together on there.
You know, sometimes it's hard because you don't want to get tongue tied. It was like, mistakes happen, but I love it. I love it.
Awesome.
Introduction.
So I want to say this. We brought Melly P here for a specific reason, especially about the kids. However,
Yes.
I want her just to tell a little bit about herself, why she even got involved with it, and let's just talk a little bit about what the event is, when it is, and come on, just give it to us.
Okay, so for those who don't know me, shout out to everybody though. Hold on, let me get one second. I got you.
See, there it is.
I've been doing radio for a while now. I knew at the age of 10 years old I wanted to do radio. It was more so kind of confusing at first because I'm like, I already wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a creative writer, but what kind of writer? And then I'm like, let me go into journalism. I love the journalism, but I'm like, let me do magazine journalism. So I was like, okay. Radio is more so suits me because when I went to like Columbia College, those colleges was extremely hard. I also attended Roosevelt University. That was kind of hard too, but I did graduate and I succeeded from both of those schools. And I later went to Illinois Media School where I actually had the hands-on experience with radio when they actually teach you about how to carry your voice, how to listen with the proper headphones and how to do commercials as well as write the scripts for the commercials. And it also taught you about marketing. So I've been doing promoting for quite a while. I took a break from radio, probably like 5 years from radio, and everybody in my family like, you got to get back into it. So when I finally came back, I'm like, when I come back, I have to do it right. I want people to know my name. I want people to know what I'm doing. So when I came back, I went like 1,000%. I did my first showcase with Sasha Gahar along with some dope other underground independent artists like my best friend Marty Caprice Turner Queen. She was hosted with me at the time. She performed that day. We also had other performances like Ultra Mexico, and I don't want to leave nobody out, so excuse me. So like it was like 6-7 years ago. So we had like Chanel Ellis, Brittany Kell, things like that, people like that.
Oh wow!
And it was like a packed house, and everybody loved it. It showed support. Like people from the station came out and supported me. I was like, wow, y'all really liking this. So they was just like, yeah, you got to keep it going. Not only just for me, but for artists that want to get they brand to the next level. We also had vendors, of course. And this is my first time doing this. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong. We had like
Obviously
magazine
right.
people there. Right. Thank you.
We got to get me another promoter on the team, but go ahead.
We had like magazine people there. It just like turned out amazing. It was like, yeah, this is dope. I'm gonna keep it going. And that's how I actually got my foot into doing like artist showcases and just getting to know artists one-on-one. So to this day, I still do artist showcases, but right now I'm like kind of slowing it down and trying to get more so into the business aspect to like vendors and, tap into their market as well. So the Kids Shop actually came about. My daughter, she's out there in the radio room right now. She's 8 years old. Since she was like 5, she's like, I want to do a lemonade stand. And where we live, it's an extremely nice neighborhood. So I was like, they already have the signs of no soliciting and all this other stuff. So how is this going on? Now, if we was back in Chicago in the hood, yeah, of course we're going to set up on a corner like the snowball stand.
Absolutely.
But I was like, let me do it the right way. I'm like, when you get out of school, we're going to start practicing your lemonade stand. And that's how Kids Shop actually came back. It was like my daughter's idea. She also said she wanted to do tie-dye shirts and merch and everything like that because my best friend, she bought her tie-dye equipment for Christmas as a Christmas gift, and she's amazing at it. I'm not saying it because it's my kid, but I was like, you are extremely creative, like Jesus. And then not only that, like obviously I'm into radio, I'm creative as well, but her dad is also creative, so it's only right. They're like, okay, yeah, you get it. Okay. So that's the birth of the kids pop-up shop. It's August 9th out there in Denzel Barbara White Community Center in Melbourne, Indiana. So we still looking for vendors. It's only $20 vendor fee. I'm not going to hit them over the head because I'm like, they're kids. And of course, it's one of a kind because I want the kids to have a great experience. I want them to sell out of everything that they are actually doing.
Awesome. So you guys, for people who are watching this live, the link was dropped in the chat. So if they're just listening, where would they go to be able to sign up?
Yeah, so all you got to do is you got to contact my manager, Midwest Ash, which I'm getting the number right now. I should know it off the top of my head. Her number is 708-505-6605. Shout out to Cherie Salone. She actually was interested. So her kid will actually be a part of the kid shop as well. So, and also me and D Woody, aka Meals on Wheels, we'll be doing live broadcasting that day as well. So, Sharice.
Yeah, she threw that out there. So the name of that business is Cutie by Shariah Monet. And please support if you can go to Sharice Sloan and on Facebook. Sharice, if there's any more information, please drop it in the chat so I can make sure we tell everyone about how they can tap in with Cutie by Shariah.
Mm-hmm.
But so I mean, it seems like that if as a kid, if your child is already at 8 saying she wants to start her own business,
exactly.
It goes a little bit to what I was talking about in the beginning of the show, what we put into our kids, put in information we give them, because they follow what they see.
They do. They really do. And I know a lot of people don't get to see me as a parent unless you know me personally or unless like you come to the station. Like during my talk breaks, we doing work. As you saw a moment ago.
Yeah, they were just doing timetable problems and getting high fives over there, so she was making it happen.
So like I'm always busy, but I always make time for my kid. Like she's the next generation. She's the one that's going to take care of me, and I want her to be a better student than I was. Like I struggle as a student, but I'm like my kid ain't gonna struggle about nothing. Like I started succeeding like in high school and college, but grammar school it kicked my butt. I was like I don't know what happened. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I was saying this. I was a really good student. I was hold on. Let's rephrase that. I was a really bad classroom student. But I was a really good student as far as my grades.
Okay,
I was a straight A student that spent most of my time in the library. I was very disruptive kid, very disruptive kid. But the work was nothing.
Yeah,
the work was the easy part. It was to sit in my seat because they told me to. I never did what I was told to do. To this day, people will tell you I do not do what I'm told to do.
Really?
I do not follow rules still to this day.
But that would make you. That's what's make you an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurs like, I got a better idea. That way is not working for me. I'm gonna go around this way, and here's the problem. I got the solution already solved for you.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with that, because even when I was in corporate for 25 years, what stood out was the fact that I was always trying to find another way around.
Yeah,
and people just like, I want to say this, guys. There's one part here. Being outside of the box is what makes you special. Extremely. If you are doing what everyone else is doing, living life how everyone else is living, you are not a special person, and people don't see. Hold on, let me rephrase it. We are on the radio. I don't want people to think. When it comes to society, people who are extraordinary are the ones who think outside the box. If you are doing what everyone else is doing and you're trying to mimic someone else, you are just like becoming one of those drones. The only way to not be that way is to make sure that you stay focused on your uniqueness and be uniquely you. So I want to make sure I say that right. I'm not saying you ain't nobody. I want to make sure y'all heard that correctly. So we got Ari checking in, the queen of cuisine. Thank you for showing up. She got Black Wednesdays with Black on Black Wealth at Leaky Bar and Grill tonight. Ari's Amazing Creations will be in the building with those infamous bowls, free entry, free to paint, free parking. Sounds by where is this? Ari, let's make sure you drop that event information in there.
Wait a minute, DJ Boss Ross, he my flea brother. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah, okay.
We tied some things together here. So if you drop that address down there, we want to make sure you guys come out there and get some food from the queen of cuisine herself, Ari Clayton. Make sure you guys check it out. All right, so we got register for the show it was in the chat. So one more time, that was Midwest Ash at 708-505. Make sure we got it all. 6605. 6605.
Shout out to Bruce. He I love him. He built my chat. I'm like, smart. You moving fast. Like you just typing this a 10 key. Like,
Oh yeah, so that is my mentee, and as well as my graphic designer. He has come leaps and bounds over the last year, and I will say if anyone works with him, he does a phenomenal thing. Phenomenal things. So that address, thank you very much, Queen of Cuisine. That address is 3625 West 159th Street in Markham. Make sure you guys get down there, get those bowls. I've heard some amazing things about these bowls. I got to get me one of these bowls because I see people salivating about these bowls. But I got to make sure I get me some. Yeah. But I want to make sure that so do you think, we go back to the kids. Yeah. So do you think that the trend that allows our kids to focus their efforts towards the future is a trend that allow them to find success as I said, for the future them?
I do. I know a lot of people do follow trends, but look at the TikTok that's going on now. It's the kids that's going viral. People that is like under the age of 18. All the kids do now is watch YouTube. In fact, earlier today, my daughter was watching Baby going viral on YouTube, making those funny faces. I'm like, what is going on here? And it's pretty smart. Okay. So yeah, I do. Okay. So what do you think, as a parent, and especially a parent of a small 8-year-old? And I know people say that's not small, but it is as far as the development of what she's developing right now. Yes.
So what do you think will be the one key thing that you're doing with your baby that might help other parents be able to reach their kids?
Patience, because being a parent is extremely hard within itself. And I'm married, so I'm not doing it 100% alone. But when you that dominant parent, a lot of stuff falls on you. So just make sure that you have a lot of patience and being able to teach your kid how to strive throughout life itself. Like teach them the basic fundamentals, like saying please and thank you. Like my kid get bragged on a lot in school. Even from her teacher was like, yeah, your kid the only one that says thank you. She's like, you could just pass out a piece of paper. She said thank you. I'm like, oh wow. Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm like, I started young, like show people respect, that especially that shows you respect, you know. And then if you have a problem, then come to me and then we will handle it. But we don't have those issues like that. So
I mean, I appreciate the advice. So I tell people, I'm parenting young adults. Okay, I'm not parenting no young kids. Thank God. Put that out there. I'm a grandparent, and I tell you, I have the pleasure as a grandparent. I got spoiled to death and send them home to their parents in a New York minute. But when they were my kids at home, it would have been totally different.
Yeah.
Like my wife cracks a joke all the time. She said, you'd have never let that happen. That's Zari. Zari can do whatever she want to do. No, she's not choking nobody. She is okay.
Right.
But I mean, it's just that.
So it's patience.
Absolutely. And I would say that there was something I grew into. As a kid, I did not have it.
I didn't either. I swear to God. I used to, I came a long way as just an individual, period. Like I always been nice and sweet, but I also had a mean streak too. It was like, what y'all doing? Like I would go 0 to 100 like real quick, but I'm like, okay, you got to slow it down. You got to chill out here. Yeah, and
I would say this. I mean, I've been here with her daughter a couple of times now.
Yeah,
and it just seems as if whatever you're doing is working.
Thank you,
and please keep up that because that will be another person in society who will not be a part of the stereotypical things that we hear right now. That. And I'm not saying, and I don't say it to be mean. It's not a mean statement.
Yeah,
it's just that when we see the things that are happening in our neighborhoods, that those kids they have parents.
Yeah.
And a lot of times their parents, and once again, guys, I know we have to work. Yeah. But we have to spend just as much time working for someone else working with our kids to make sure that they don't go through the same mistakes that we have. I know people who are 3 generations in jail.
Oh man.
This is a true story. I have a friend who his father's in jail, his grandfather's in jail, and he's in jail. So all Crazy. 3 of them are in jail together right now.
That reminded me of Joe Baker. You know who he is? He's a famous TikToker and YouTuber. He was in jail with his dad and his brother. I'm just like, how the heck did this happen? So it all starts at home. And then if you can take your kids out of those type of environments, you know, if they see different things, different results, better things will come out of them, out of life, period. And that's exactly what I did. Like me and my husband, we worked our way out of poverty and we stand out of it. Like when we come to Chicago, we can't do the stuff we do back at home. Like just go straight out. Like normally I say, yeah, go downstairs, go to the car, do this, go do that. But we on Sunday night, baby, no, you holding my hand, you on my left side, depending on what side of the street is on.
Left side.
Because normally we're on the right side of the street. Nope, you don't need to see nothing. And it's so funny, like sometimes when she was, she's still young, but like a couple years ago, she'll see people at the bus stop like, are those homeless people? I'm like, what? I used to take the bus. No, I'm not homeless people, but I was like, back where we at, she don't see that. Even people that's, highly intoxicated and leaning over, she's like, what's wrong with them? They're just sick right now. Like, that's the best way I can describe, because it's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, this is a different type of world here. But if you can, definitely take your kids out of poverty, keep them, even if you are in poverty, they have free programs like at the YMCA to keep them busy. Abraham Lincoln Center, where we grew up at, Kennecott Park over there on the low end, like they have programs for kids out here. They got scholarship programs for people that don't make that much money. So there's resources out here. Even though
Definitely at the Y. If I could just chime in.
Yeah.
Y has this thing called Poor Man's Membership. And I'm going to be honest, it saved my life as a kid.
Yeah.
But we had Poor Man's Membership. Me and my sister and brother, we went to the Y when that Y first opened on 63rd and Stony Island. That Y, it was brand new. We were probably like the third set of family who had been in there. We swam there every day. We played there every day. And they had an after school program where it had a meal and everything.
Yep.
And my mother was paying like $30 a month.
Oh, wow. That's a huge discount.
Oh, yeah. They still have it to this day, because my son was asking me about it, and we called them, and they still have it. They call it something different, but it used to be called Poor Man's Poor Man's program that they have, but it has great opportunities. But I say this, at the end of the day, as you're looking for those opportunities for growth for you and your family, you can find them, but you have to be looking for them. But since she brought up poverty to being in poverty, we're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna let the from the author of Forged in Fire, From Ashes to Empowerment, Rachel L. Gary presents part 2 of the epic collection. #Poverty to Six Figures. Join us for the release party in Chicago on June 15th. Enjoy a signed copy, champagne toast, live entertainment, and much more. Don't miss this celebration of transformation. Get your tickets today at SayI'mPossible.com. That is SayI'mPossible.com. See you there. Are you ready? All right, we had to let the people who actually create commercials actually do the commercial. So, guys, I want to see you guys on June 15th. Okay. Come on out. As I said, we're going to be talking about the poverty mindset, and I want to say this one more time: poverty is not financial. It is mental. When you change it, because I had a thing about when I lived on the West Side when my kids were little. Before I had moved up within organizations, I told them the ghetto stops where? At the door. Yep. And and the ghetto isn't in you; it's what you do. So do not allow the fact that someone says you live in the ghetto to you internalize that. People will call your neighborhood whatever. What you feel about your neighborhood, how you show up in that neighborhood is totally different. So as I was saying to you guys, I told them what to think. I mean, how to think, not what to think. I wanted them to understand that it doesn't matter where you live. It matters what you do and how you carry yourself. And that's what it was really about at the end of the day. So tell us what's next for Melly P, and what's next on this kid shop.
So, come on now. Hopefully we can do this annually and let it grow bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I was telling my manager Ash about it. I'm like, I want to do a bounce house. I want to do this. I want to do that. But the location didn't allow it. So I said, well, you know what? We'll start off here. That's not the end result of it. But obviously we're going to continue to do it each and every year to just grow as a community. And then, of course, this is more focused on the African American community, but it don't stop there. It's open to everybody, but I really just want to reach out to them and pour it back into the kids. What's next for Melly P's Playground? We're taking flight all summer. Okay. So we're going to Vegas in a couple of weeks, and we're going to Wisconsin to network. And of course, it's my birthday month. So anybody that knows me personally know I celebrate my birthday the whole entire month, like starting January 1st, even though it's not the cancel season yet. But I literally start January 1st and end it like July 20th. Okay. So in July, we're going to ATL for the Fleet DJ conference, which I'm hosting the 90s event down there. So that's continue to follow the journey.
All right, so make sure that you guys tap in on Melly P's Playhouse right here on My Radio Chicago. She's right here from 12 to 3 p.m. every single day. Her and D Woods, they be right here giving great information.
Thank you.
Having great conversation. As I told her when I was on her show that, hey, I was watching the show well before I even had my own show and was chiming in, because when you see greatness, or when you see people opening up a platform and speaking to what's going on in the community, especially the way you guys deliver that message delivered very well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So anything you want to leave with our great people out here?
Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you for extending your invitation for me to even come on your platform and then talk to you behind closed doors. Like, y'all really need to follow Rachel's journey. She's smart. She's brilliant. She got something to say, and it's powerful. Okay. And shout out to the show. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So we're gonna let God energy continue playing, so you guys can get back into the momentum, because we're gonna get back to the E in CEO about how we're building our community by building our children, so we can find success, current success, and move forward to the future success. Thank you, Melly P, for joining me. I really appreciate you, and I will still be chiming in on Melly P's Playhouse on weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Make sure that you guys check in.
Monday through Friday. Let's get it.
God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency.
You amazing, you should say it, you so powerful. You got us, you got love, you got life in you. You got peace, you got joy, you got gratitude. You don't stress, you manifest, time to make a move. When life need change, I can make it wish. Stop believing in yourself, because them haters did. It's all on you to create the fish. Let's go past the sky. I hate this shit. I am God, you are God. It's a peace party, we out vibe. Had to go inside to get out my body. It's God energy all on my body.
God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. Affirmations daily, you should join it. Love is the vibe and we own it. The universe been talking to the chosen. The universe been talking to the chosen. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency.
You can feel the vibe, I word on me. Every day getting rocks, ain't nobody want me. You can change it out. This life shows us when you're with the spirit, you ain't never poor. Sitting on blessings, all I gotta do is manifest. The universe speak to my soul, I feel a presence. Know who you are and take control of where you head. Peace of the God, send the goddess on the planet. I meditate on the daily. This type of peace is amazing. You are a carpet, baby. Let's raise the vibration.
God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. Affirmations daily, you should join it. Love is the vibe and we own it. The universe been talking to the chosen. The universe been talking to the chosen. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency. God energy. Everything inside of me to feel the frequency.
Mellow, take the wheel.
Whatever I want. It's already mine. Gratitude. Hey, I want it, I get it, I got it. I'm one with the spirit, I'm got it. I planted a seed and forgot it. I know you just see what just sprouted. Everything that I desire, get excited just cause I'm sure. Less distractions keep my mind pure. Yeah. Reminder, I want it, I get it, I got it. I'm one with the spirit, I'm got it. I planted a seed and forgot it. I know you just see what just sprouted. Yeah. Everything that I desire, get excited just cause I'm sure. Less distractions keep my mind pure. Yeah. Reminder, I'll never forget this again. Was born with a gift from within. I give me a grip on a pen and give you a hit to the chin. I turn my dream into reality so they see that it's possible. Connecting with the inner, yeah, really get the most out of it. Yeah, abundance is all that I focus on. So grateful, so much to be grateful for. I make some money, then go make some more. Create, cause that's what I'm created for. I go beyond the limits, no more boundaries. The sky is just the image, and see we control what clouds we see. I got it. I'm on with the spirit. I'm got it. I planted a seed and forgot it. I know you just see what just sprouted. Everything that I desire, get excited just cause I'm sure. Less distractions keep my mind pure. Yeah. Reminder, I want it, I get it, I got it. I'm on with the spirit. I'm got it. I planted a seed and forgot it. I know you just see what just sprouted. Everything that I desire, get excited just cause I'm sure. Less distractions keep my mind pure. Yeah. Reminder. Yeah. Got it. Got it.
Hey there, and welcome back to Wake Up CEO right here on my radio, Chicago Support District Radio. Go to www.supportdistrictradio /stations /Chicago and make sure you take us on the go, because when we're sitting here and you guys might have to slide away for a minute, we want to make sure that you still get that great information. So make sure that you are still able to get locked in. So right now we're getting ready to dive into the Author's Corner that is sponsored by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. And you can go to them at Facebook go to Facebook and you can find them under Distinguished Authors Guild. And at this point, they are no longer accepted applications for 2025. However, you can still get locked into the great events and the great things that are going to be coming on the horizon. Be ready. So today's featured book is called Stone Soup by Marcia Brown. This is a timeless timeless story, guys. It is about a 20-minute read, and it's about community building and collaborative strength. Everyone has something to contribute, even when it seems like they don't. So the 3 key lessons that I took from Stone Soup. Now, the first time I read this, I was in 1st grade. And I'm going to tell you, I have given this book to every single leadership team that I have had over the last 25 years. I have a list of dedicated readings that I provide each of the managers that work with me at the beginning of the year. And we talk about those things in our weekly meetings. And Stone Soup happens to be one of them because it has key fundamentals. One more time, fundamentals that as leaders that are necessary to find growth. So the number one thing is start with what you have. So one idea, one moment of generosity can unite an entire village. Kids can be the stone that stirs community change. 2, collaboration builds more than competition. Everyone contributing adds value. Teach children the power of coming together, not just standing out. 3, solutions grow from shared vision. When we work with kids, instead of just directing them, we need to create lasting growth. Community starts with collective belief. So those were my 3 takeaways from Stone Soup by Marcia Brown. And as I said, it's a very quick read. It's not, as I said, it's a kid's book that as an adult that I have read probably 25 to 30 more times. As I said, I give it as a reading tool for my leadership teams to make sure that they find that leadership is not complex. Leadership is very simple and has some very simplistic components. So we're going to dive into that E. Yeah, we're going to get into that E here, guys. So the empowerment piece. We are raising leaders, not followers. I want to say that again. When we are raising leaders, we're not just raising them, we're teaching them of how to think, not what to think. It's something that I'm very huge on in my own life, and things that to this day, I still have conversations with my young adults because I don't have any babies anymore. When my children come to me with a problem that they're having in their everyday life, we have conversations that go similar to this. So, as I said, I'm speaking about similar conversations that I'll have with the kids, and this will be the conversation. They'll have a problem, and instead of I don't give them answers to the question that they're asking, I always send them on a quest to think it out, and they come up with their own solution. And by me doing that, it reminds me that I instilled in them very young with how to think, how to be a person of integrity, and how to always be aligned with the person that you want to be. As I said, that was very young. They were like 3, 4, 5. I taught my kids how to read at 3. They had a set of spelling words every year. So besides what the schools were teaching, there was a whole curriculum that they had every summer, over the entire summer. They still got to play and hang out like like kids do, but they had to write a synopsis of a book every single week, a book of their choosing, and it couldn't be the same book twice. And this is before you had the internet where you could go on there, you could type the information in and let the internet feed it back to you. They had to actually read the book, which means if they picked the book, I read the book. So if there was a book I had never read, they picked it, I read it, they read it, because I wanted to make sure that when they gave me that synopsis, I understood that they understood. One more time. Now, I want to tell you guys, I have always worked 14, by the time my kids were 7 and 8, I was working 12 to 14 hours a day. Now, I'm only stating this because this is not putting myself on any kind of pedestal. This is just stating that when you are intentional and you are clear on what you want for your children, you take the time to be empowered to help them grow. You take the time to help them grow. And I still was living my best life, guys. I still hung out. I still went out probably 4 or 5 days a week. At this time, it was too many days a week. But I would be dog tired. However, I still spent that time making sure that we read a book together, that we had those moments together, and that I was listening to what they had going on in their everyday lives. To this day, my youngest and I will still be on the phone for 2-3 hours just telling me what's going on with their day, their week. And we don't talk for 3 or 4 days. My youngest is calling me on the phone like, are you missing? Did I have to send a pigeon for you? So that is what type of relationship I wanted to cultivate with my children. And I had that same thing with my bonus kids. I call my bonus son on the phone. We talk for hours. I want to know what's going on. I make a phone call. We talk. Because to me, once we become adults, does not stop us from being parents. Because the challenges are still going to come the way. Right now, I'm in my 40s. I'm still challenged with something every day. So I don't know how we believe that parenting stops because there's an age limit on that. It just isn't. If there's more information that I know, I'm going to give them that more information. So we're going to jump into the chat. We got people chiming in. I want to make sure that at the end of the day that the people that are locked in, that we let them know. If we really truly listen, their lemonade stands whisper truths about ambition, survival, and a desperate need for belonging in a world that often overlooks the small voices. And then we had Sheree Sloan check in. She said, thank you, Melly Mel, who was just my previous guest. Then we have beautiful. My wife was checking in. She said, hello, 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 CEOs. And then Bruce calls her the grand CEO because, as he said, she runs me. So that's 1,000% true. So, and got some smiley faces out there. Then we have Miss Shana who's checking in. The conversation is awesome. It's also one of the topics we've been discussing in my youth ministry. Absolutely. If you guys have not seen Shana, please, if you're still on, please drop the link to your book in the chat. I believe it's called Pretty Little Women. I might mess that up. Come on, now this is bad. She is an ambassador of Distinguished Authors Guild. I've seen this book 500 times. It has a beautiful cover, but right now the title evaded me. Please drop it in the chat, the name of the book and where they can find it. And she has a program that she deals with young women in the ministry. I say at the end of the day, guys, the only way to make a change for the future is to talk to the people who are going to be there. I want to take that second for that to dive in. If we want a better future and we want better things, we need to make sure that we're instilling those better things in the next generation so they can bring that to their future selves. That is how we make a change. So affirmation is activation. So I see you. You matter. You're important. These are words that build empires. When we speak to our kids in affirming that they're great, affirming that they can do more, when we speak to them in that way, they feel like superheroes. We can knock them down the exact same way. This is where we were talking about being clear. When you're clear with who you want your children to become, you have to be the person who they can model. They can't model something that they don't see because they're learning from you first. So if they see that you're running around from this place to that place, doing this thing and that thing, drinking, smoking, doing all of those things, that's going to be cool. That's the norm. So they're not going to see that to be any different. Now, I'm not saying not to drink. I'm not saying not to smoke. I'm not saying not to do anything that you want to do in your life. But if that's what you want for your kids, that's what they're going to see and that's what they're going to do. If you think your life is the best version of you in that way, do you? I'm not here telling you to stop doing anything that makes your life successful for you. But if you ask yourself the question, man, I wish I hadn't picked up that cigarette. Man, I wish I had never even done that. Then model that person so that's the person that they see. When you close your room door or when you go outside, do you still do those things that you wish someone had told you as a kid that weren't the best things for you? Now, I don't drink and I don't smoke. I also had a rule in my house. This is my house. I want to make sure I say that. Rule in my house. The people, my family members drank. Some of them smoked. All those things happened. They couldn't drink at my house. No family gatherings. No liquor whatsoever could be brought in my house. Now, I'm going to give you my reason why. My reason why you couldn't drink at my house is because I didn't want my children to see drunk people laying around. I didn't want them to want to know what was in the bottle and pick up the bottle and drink something that was in the bottle. I didn't want any liquor inside of a cabinet because I'm going to be transparent. Most of my cousins, my family members that hung out, the first place that they ever drank was at home. The first drink they ever took was a drink that they took from a cabinet that was at home. So as me seeing that as a child, I made sure that there was if they saw a drink, they didn't see it at home. I modeled the life that I wanted them to see. Now, that wasn't saying that I was snobby at anyone else. Absolutely not. One more time, I'm not here telling anyone how to live their lives, but I'm telling you what I didn't want to see my children do. So I made sure that they couldn't see me doing it and they didn't see anybody doing it at my house. So they, just like Melly P was just saying about her daughter, was talking about the people on the bus stop. She asked them were they drunk or they're homeless because she had never seen anybody get on a bus. When you want something different, you teach something different. Hold on, I want to make sure we get into this chat. You guys are not being ignored. You are going to be celebrated. Let's see what we got in here. We got Tisha. Thank you very much for joining me. And I think we got that information from Shayna in here. All right. Thank you, Shayna. I was right. I was right. Kudos for the ambassador remembering. So she said the name of the book is The Prettiest Woman, and her journal is Butterflies Are Meant to Fly, Not to Be Kept in a Jar. Love that title. New collaborative project called Sacred Seeds of Wisdom. And her youth ministry is called The Prettiest Little Woman Ministry, Inc. So you can go to www. Okay, let me look at this. A Stiletto Decor, okay? A Stiletto Decor -tpw.com to connect and learn more. Her IG is at PLW Ministries Inc. LG is at The Prettiest Women 23. And as I stated, she is also a Distinguished Authors Guild ambassador along with myself. We are here to help support and develop and help bring awareness to people's literary excellence. So if you guys are listening to this and not watching it live, go back to my Facebook page, Rachel L. Gary, and get the links, get that information, because there are people in the community that are trying to build the next generation so we can have growth and we can have people that believe in themselves, not fixing adults to get over the trauma that they had as children. If we nip the trauma, the dramatics, the things that happen in their lives when they're children, there's nothing to fix as an adult. Take a second on that. I want y'all to take a second and internalize that. You have the ability to do that. As a parent, you have the ability to open up those doors. Open it up for your children to be able to talk with you, not talk to you. There's a difference. When things are happening, I'm going to just, as I said, I use myself as example because my kids, I told them two things. You want me on your side. I'm here to help always. If you lie to me, I will never believe you. If I ask you a question, good, bad, or indifferent, just tell the truth. Tell the truth. People should be able to believe your word. My youngest to this day, my youngest is 27 years old. If I ask them a question, they're going to give me a straight up answer. Because that is, I expected and inspected what I expected. When they come ask me a question, I gave them the truth. Now, some things you can't, I know, some things as adults we can't say. However, then you put them in a way where your child is still aware. I wanted them to be able to have a conversation. I don't mean my best friend, let's hang out, we kikiing and we doing all this other stuff. I don't mean best friend hang out. I mean hang out, whereas they understand that we can have a collaborative conversation that is about your growth, my growth, the growth. You can tell me when things are going wrong, good, bad, or indifferent. Let's talk about them. Let's be about them. Let's grow with them. So in the chat, we said, that's a word. Break the habits and curses early. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So first, this is another from the chat. Firstly, I work hard to earn money. Then I spend the money on booze. But the worst part of it is the next day I have to ask someone else what I did last night after all the hustle. So what's the point of it in the first place? I like that one. I like that one. Now for me, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't drink. My reasoning for not drinking has everything to do with the fact of that I don't like the smell of alcohol, so I don't drink something. I don't eat the same way. I don't eat things that smell bad. If I smell my food before I eat it, so I am just that way. So liquor smelled bad, so I tasted it and it tasted just as bad. I was like, absolutely not. It's not for me. And I like to keep a clear head. I like to know where I am and know what I'm doing. And it's just my way. And I'm not judging you guys for having your way. I'm just telling you why I don't. We have more in the chat. We got Farron. Thank you for chiming in. This is Ambassador Farron. She has an awesome book out as well. Please, Farron, drop in the chat the latest book. She has several books out there, but her latest work of art, please drop it in the chat so people can tap in if they would like to know more about your story, your journey with her daughter and the disease IP. I don't want to mispronounce it, but his name of his IP. But please, chime in with her, because at the end of the day, the book itself is teaching children how to find their beauty in no matter what kind of circumstance they're in. I didn't buy the book I bought the 2 books. I bought one for each of my granddaughters, because I want to make sure that they understand that they are beautiful no matter what flaws they have. And that book does just that. And I totally endorse the book just for that purpose there, because if we don't teach our children, especially our young women, if we don't teach them that you are beautiful despite of any flaw you have, they'll listen to someone tell them that you are right. They'll be self-conscious. That's us having to fix another child. But if we teach them that beauty is more than skin deep, then we don't have people with BBLs around here who are in the hospital after those BBLs do damage to their bodies. We don't have people putting in implants because they don't feel that they're beautiful to another human being. We don't have people body shaming each other. But when you teach your young women and young men this at a young age, then they hold themselves at a different standard. But the only person who can make those changes and have those conversations are you. So we have more in there in the chat. Hold on. We got Ari. I make sure all of my godchildren understand that I only want to encourage them to be the best version of themselves. Just right, Ari. But we are encouraging them to be the best version of them. We're not trying to make them anybody else. But if we don't tell them and we don't show them and we don't encourage them and we don't pour into them that information, they hit those streets. And then they hit another set of information. They hit that the world don't love you, bro. You ain't got no food in your refrigerator. I can help you get some food in your refrigerator, your mama's refrigerator. Man, bro, you ain't got no money. You still getting on the bus. I can get you a car in a month. A crib, your mama's bills paid. That's how that conversation go, guys. And the conversation is right at that point in time. Because if you don't know better, or you don't know there's another way, you believe that's the only way. The only way to break that is when you empower your children to know better, do better, be better, have better. Shana chimes in, true beauty starts within. And she said, hey, Farron. So her name of the book is Shining Through My Journey. I'm going to mess it up, guys. So I'm just going to call it IP. And The Voice of a Mother's Pain. That's the second book. Available at author Farron McLemore.com. Go to, if you guys are listening to this live, please go to Rachel L. Gary, go into the chat and you'll be able to find the book. This is a book that I will say this, every little girl needs a copy, or she needs someone reading this to her. Because the story in the book reminds you that the impossible doesn't exist. Just like my shirt says, Farron bought one of my shirts. It says I'm Possible. That's the name of my clothing line that my children created. It's called I'm Possible because the impossible doesn't exist. And in that book, she talks about the impossible not being possible. I mean, that the impossible doesn't exist. The word says I'm possible. So I would say if we're looking for growth and we're looking to help our kids find a different avenue, we have to pour into them, pour that information into them, get that stuff into them, get that out there. Spend 5 minutes a day showing them something different. 5 minutes. 5 minutes could change everything, guys. 5 minutes. I had a librarian named Mrs. McClendon. I will never forget her. Ever, 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 ever. In first grade, I was a very, very disruptive kid. I spent 90% of my time from first grade to third grade in the library. She told me so many times, that the second that you think that you can be better, you can be better. You are extremely smart. You are extremely intelligent, but no one's going to see it if you don't start acting better. Not saying that I didn't have other people saying it, but she said it all the time. I come in the library, I get lost in the books, but her voice echoes in my head to this day. And this was, 40 something years ago. But those things I remember. Now you asked me what happened 3 weeks ago. I might not even remember all of that, but I remember that at 6, 7, and 8. Shana said, I'm possible. Then we got every drink is a loan from tomorrow's energy, brain cells and dignity with a 300% interest. Thank you. Love that. The kids are craving that attention. They just don't always know how to articulate that. They want someone to pull the best out of them because they're kids. As adults, I have an adult conversation with many business owners often. And I have to remind them that they are the CEOs of their businesses. I have to remind authors, not the authors online right now. I have to remind authors that your book is a business. I have to remind them that if you're going to a city to promote your book, you need to be doing promotion ahead of time. So we have to do that to adults. How do we expect that children are going to have those answers? They don't have the answers. The only way they get those answers is if we pour that information into them and allow them to be able to flourish. It'll come back tenfold. I guarantee you your kids are listening, even when you think they're not. My daughter regurgitates information I told her 20 years ago. They were telling my niece about some information about something that I had said to them. I heard them say it. It was word for word what I had said when they were 9, 7, 12. So did they practice it all the time? No. But did they hear it every time? Yes. I modeled the person I wanted them to be. I wasn't even that person yet. And I still strive daily towards that person. But I modeled that person every day for them. No drinking, no smoking, no wild parties here. Lights out at 9 o'clock. My kids' bedtime was 8 to 9. People could not walk in my house after 9 o'clock. Did I have people mad at me? Absolutely. Absolutely. My sister would be furious, foaming at the mouth. I don't care about your feelings. These are the rules that I set in my house to make sure that my kids have stability. We didn't have stability as kids. I didn't have stability as a kid. People came in, revolving door was at my house. I didn't sleep well as a kid. And I wanted my kids to have peace. My youngest was telling me recently about how peaceful they slept. It almost brought a tear to my eyes, guys. And I'm not an emotional person, not at all. But the tear lets me know that I did exactly what I was setting out to do. I modeled a life that I didn't even know existed, but I knew that it had to be a better life than the one that I had. So sometimes you have to, you hear the statement, fake it till you make it. I had to fake a life until I was living that life. I just knew the life that I was living previously was not the life I wanted them to live. But the only person who can make those changes is us. Utilize the information. Your traumatic lifestyle is now a springboard to have your next portion of your life strive and thrive. That is what it is. That's why I wrote the book Forged in Fire, because it says I was forged in that fire. I made it through that fire to the person I am today. Each of you guys have that story. That's why the book resonates with people. Anybody who buys the book, and I'm not selling, this is not a sell a book. This is a statement. Everyone who's read the book says once they start reading, they cannot put it down because it relates to every single person. Because what are you what we've been through makes us who we are. Don't be ashamed of it. Embrace it, grow from it, and strive. Strive, strive, and then thrive. And that's what you're doing when you're pouring in your kids. You're striving with your kids because you're modeling the person that you want them to see and who you want them to be. So in the comments, we got Ari says, I love this. Thank you, Ari. And she says, children are sponges. Farron says, be the change you want to see. And Shayna says, you don't play on this show. Absolutely not. To me, this is a candid conversation. I could come out here and sugarcoat it, guys. I could come give you guys fairy tale, pixie dust conversation, but it wouldn't be true. We've all been through something. I don't care if you live in the rural areas, the suburban areas, if you live in the predominantly white areas, you live in the predominantly black areas. Every single person has been through something. I have cousins that are extremely wealthy. Their parents are extremely wealthy, have been extremely wealthy their whole lives. One of my cousins, I had to throw out of a window because he was a molester. This is a real conversation, guys. I threw him out of a window. He didn't try to touch me. He tried to touch one of them. And I threw him out of a window. To this day, no one else in my family even knows why I threw him out the window. But I told him if I ever hear one of them say that you touched them, you're going to have to pay a piper, buddy, and you don't want to play with me. Not one of my cousins ever had another problem out of him. He took himself away from the family. But I say that when you step into who you are, you're able to pour into your kids so much more. But you got to step into knowing that that if you don't step into being great yourself, you can't lead them. And as you're finding your greatness, keep pouring that as you're finding more, pour more. Find some, pour some. And then all of a sudden you'll look back and you'll be like, dang, my whole life been changed. Because once you set it in motion, what's in motion stays in motion. So we want to remember that reflection flows both ways. We don't want to pour so much that we're not listening. You want to listen to the things that your kids are telling you that are going on in their environment. Because if you're not listening and you're constantly pouring, they're going to stop listening. You want to make sure that they feel that the conversation is reciprocal. Not friend conversation, guys. I want to say that one more time. I got to say it. You can't be their buddies. You have to be the adult. You can have those parent moments where y'all going to you're going to get dialed up, you're getting dressed up, you're getting hair done, you're going to get suits, you're going to get haircuts, but you want to make sure that they still relate to you as a role model, but not on a friend level. You want them to respect your statements, but also be cool enough to have conversations. It's a balancing act. But to me, it's worth us balancing it if we're talking about saving the future. The only way to save the future is to prepare the future for what's coming. We as adults, we know what's coming. We know a lot of what's came. But the only way we fix those things is if we pour into them that information. And listen to the problems. We got to listen to what's going on. All right, I appreciate that. She said, I needed this. Thank you. I appreciate that. Farron says, when you step into who you are, I love that. Thank you. This encouragement is highly necessary. And I hope that when I drop the information, I'm just reminding you of who you want to be, of who you want to show up as in your CEO life. That's all I do is remind. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm reminding of what you want to see from your kids. If you ask about somebody got shot, who did the shooting? And why did that person think that was the only outcome or the only way to get retribution or only way to have a conversation? We have to spend the time. 5 minutes of time can save someone's life. One conversation can change someone's outcomes, can change their thought process. One conversation. Or one moment of you just listening to a kid, listening to what they're going through. Cyberbullying. How did cyberbullying become a thing? When I first heard about it, I was like, what is cyberbullying? But when I heard about how cyberbullying takes place, I clearly understood. But I'm going to tell you what I understood, guys. I didn't feel bad for the person being bullied as much as I felt bad for the fact that parents have relinquished our rights to teach our kids over to the internet. We have relinquished our rights to help our kids grow to TV programming. We have relinquished our rights to see better versions of our children to a school system that we already know is overworked. We relinquish our rights by sending our kids to people's homes that don't take care of their houses or do not abide by the same rules you have in yours. We relinquish our rights. And we ask ourselves, why is all of this going on outside every day? That pause is intentional. Take a second. Take a second. And when you take those seconds and you say, well, my kid is too far gone, smack the shit out yourself at that point. I don't curse, but I want to say it. If you say your kid is too far gone, then that means you're not willing to be uncomfortable. Because I'm going to tell you right here, right now, if Trey, Jay, Detrell, Kenny, or Benson have a conversation with me and they are all adults, if they have a conversation with me and I think they have lost what's left of their minds, guys, I'm going to have a whole moment. They're not too old. They're not too far gone. They just need someone to care enough to listen and care enough to be involved. And we need to stop with a capital S. Giving our rights over to everybody else and not taking ownership for us on ourselves. Own your kids' future. Own your neighborhood's future. Own your house's future. Moving out the neighborhood, I say this, all those projects, guys, if you were in Chicago 20, 30 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. All the projects that they tore down, they moved all those people to neighborhoods. They scattered them everywhere. Now, let me tell you about some of those communities. Some of those communities got the same problem. So they let you know that taking a person out of the community did not change their mentality. Their mentality just went with them. We want to make changes. Be the change you want to see in the world. You want to see something different? Show something different. Work with the communities, work with the community organizations that are looking for help. There are organizations out there that are looking for support. Support them, not just financially. Go in there with a little bit of information that you have that will your life change. Because I know every single person on this live, their life has changed in some way. Teach that change to someone else. Show them what you did differently and tell the truth about your story. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. I'm not ashamed of the life I led. It makes me very proud of who I became. Because despite and because of where I was in my life, I am who I am today. Speak that story to them. Tell them that truth. But don't tell them in the sense of what they're doing is bad, what they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is surviving. What they're doing is trying to make a way when they thought there was no other way. Take them to lunch downtown. Take them to lunch in one of these really nice places. Hang out with them a little bit. Because the only way they're too far gone is if you have relinquished all your rights. Gain some of those rights back. Let's help our kids find some success, guys. We can do it. One kid at a time, one parent at a time. Conflict resolution. Find a class. Find some help out there for it. Because if you cannot control your temper, or you don't understand how to control conflicts, you're not going to teach your kids to learn to do the same. You have to learn how to speak in a way that it doesn't offend, but also defends your stance. So we're going to jump into this leadership 3-point play that's powered by Say I'm Possible Academy. And today's 3 plays are: play 1, your value builds their vision. Be consistent with your words, your time, and your energy. Live like the future is sitting at your table, because it is. Play 2, expose them to more. Show them options, opportunities, and outcomes. Let them know your zip code doesn't limit your outcome. Play 3, plant roots and give them wings. Give them a solid foundation, but space to grow. We don't own our kids. We shape them. Then release them to rise. That was the leadership 3-point play that was brought to you by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. So we're going to let a song play so I can cool off a little bit, guys. I get a little worked up when it's about the kids. It's just my way. I just know that it's so, I wish that someone would have had the conversation with me when I was younger. Then I might have fixed things in my life a lot sooner. However, I say it this way. I'm glad that things happen because they allow me to have these conversations with you guys from the heart. So we're going to let Reflect. We're going to let Self-Love by Chase Miracles play.
I've learned so much about loving myself. I just feel like self-love is the most important thing you should have. For yourself is love. It's the best love. Love you get from yourself. Self-love. It's the best love. The most love you get from yourself. Self-love. It's the best love. The most love you get from yourself. Self-love. It's the best love. People see your problems, guys see potential. Believe in yourself because you're special. Don't love yourself enough, and that's the issue. You're unique, born bred like my shit. Stop saying that you wish, step into your will. Power by your love, loving is a skill. Opportunities to grow all around. Your royalty and your love is your crown. Give things, pray first. Meditate, love starts in your head first. What you think, do your head work. Focus on living, not the dead dirt. You may have periods of stress, but you gotta understand that you're blessed. Manifest anything when you love yourself. Do the necessary and love yourself. Self-love. Self-love is the best love. The most love you get from yourself. Love. Self-love is the best love. The most love you get from yourself. Love. Self-love is the best love. The most love you get from yourself. Love. Self-love is the best love. Self-love. I get it from myself. Love. I have it and I give it love. Even when the hate is tough. Self-love. I get it from myself. Love. I have it and I give it love. Even when the hate is tough. Self-love. I get it, I give it, receive it, I mean it, I want it and I need it, so I give it to myself without permission. Listen, call it intuition. Tap into my inner wisdom. Living living will manifest from my wishing well. Then I wish you well, smiling like a show and tell. You know I love myself. Self-love. Yeah, this is the show to tell. It's the best love. It's the best love. The most love you get from yourself, love. Self-love. It's the best love. The most love you get from yourself, love. Self-love. It's the best love. The most love you get from yourself, love. Self-love. It's the best love. Can't pour from the cup because it's empty. Giving everybody juice like it's plenty. For yourself to be a better you. Taking care of others, they ain't sweating you. Self-love is self-preservation. Save yourself before you try to save the nation. You can do it all once you heal. Self-love is the only love, can't nobody steal. I love myself. Do you love yourself? Yeah, I love myself. Self-love. I love myself. Do you love yourself? Say I love myself. Self-love. It's the best love. It's the best love. It's the best love. It's the best love. Self-love. It's the best love. Best love. It's the best love. It's the best love. It's the best love. Self-love is the best love. You need to love yourself. Let me grow. Let me grow. I'm on my way. Let me grow. Let me grow. Let me grow. I'm on my way. Let me grow. Let me grow. That's not frustrating. Every word, every conversation. That's my soul, you see. Every sign of love. Everything starts on the inside before it comes on the outside. It's growth. Everything starts on the inside before it comes on the outside. It's growth. Yeah. Let me go. 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 That's my air you're breathing. Can you feel it deep inside?
Do you feel stuck? Like your dreams are just out of reach? It's time to change that narrative. Use life's setbacks to fuel the fire within. I'll walk you through the exact steps I took to move from $7 an hour to multiple six-figure success. The roadmap includes practical strategies, real-world mindset shifts, and the habits that help me rise against the odds. Welcome to #Poverty to Six Figures, a journey that goes beyond just financial success. This is about breaking free from the cycle and claiming your desires, transforming your life, unlocking your potential, and finally living the life you deserve. Get your copy today. Start your journey towards financial freedom. Are you ready?
Six figures couldn't change my mind.
Hey there. Welcome back to Wake Up CEO right here on My Radio Chicago. I want to make sure you guys support District Radio. So I want you to go to the website. I want all you guys to take an opportunity. Go to the website so you can make sure that you catch me every Wednesday right here between 3 and 5. And also, I want you guys to catch the other great personalities that are on the station. And you go to www.supportdistrictradio.com/stations/Chicago and take us on the go. You'll hear us a lot of great conversation out there. And at the end of the day, guys, I appreciate everyone who's taken the opportunity to listen today. Just having engaged individuals who are ready for growth and ready to see our children grow to the next level. That is our future, guys. And with one kid, one parent at a time, we can make a change in how our society works. One parent, one kid at a time. We can make it happen. And I want to make sure that I do want to give my closing thoughts of the day. I had to take a moment and calm down and listen to that great music, that Growth by Lizzie Birchie. Man, let me grow. That's what I mean. I love that song, and I'll just say my why to it. The reason why I like the song so much is because it always reminds me that we're always growing. We're growing into the better version of ourselves daily. And if you don't take for granted that you are better today than you were yesterday or last week, last month, or last year, it sets you up and it reminds you that I can make a change at any time. And the mind shift that I make allows me to find success in the next avenue that I'm going on. So I want you guys to take the opportunity to sit with your children today and just ask them a question. If you've never been a parent who has poured into them, do not be discouraged, because today you can start. Show them that you love them by loving yourself enough to grow. It's okay that you've done some things wrong in your life. We've all grown and learned from them. Don't be held prisoner to the past you as you grow to the future you. And these are my last thoughts about today. Every child you build becomes a cornerstone in the community you claim to care about. Pour with purpose, listen with love, build with intention. And CEOs, I want you guys to always be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. Today, I'm going to end it a little differently. This is, I wanted to make sure I had it all queued up. So right now, this is a song by Trosh. I want you guys to listen to the words in the song. The song, when I first heard it, and guys, you know, I'm not against the rap. I'm not into the trap music. However, this song resonated so much with me. So I want you guys to take an opportunity to stream.
Yeah. Built like a nigga asked for it. Yeah, I passed go and hit the fast forward. Burn through it, got the ash pouring. Couldn't miss a beat and have a bad quarter. Life's a bitch and your ass know it. If you're missing me, you got some bad orders. You truly in for a hell of a shock. Speaker falling in your bathwater. Said it wasn't room in this fast corridor. Found space, stayed in Philly wood. While they fighting, trying to make it uphill, I just slid in like a hilly good. Show more love than they giving back. He don't owe him shit, he just really should. Trying to take down you a juggernaut, gon' take a lucky shot like Achilles' foot. I been feeling something, man, that man cold like I'm chilling something, but they hand hold like a villain coming. They enhance more shit is really nothing, man, it's really something. I don't really get it. If you heard me say it, then I really live it. Not a sweating blood, yeah, it's really spillage. In the world hurting, I can really heal it. Hey, my struggle, my whole mind, my whole climb. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. As I load up to see if I hold up, just be my hold up. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Speed racing, I see greatness, not gonna be patient. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Not showed up, it's my whole time, and I'm whole flying. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Huge losses got my fam grieving, so my attitude is giving damn heat. And I've been big stepping like I'm stampeding. Heard niggas salty cause it's fam season. Push a pin till my hands bleeding. Been a lot of growth, so we don't stand even. It's stifling. They just notice that they can't breathe. I'm the damn wheezing. Got them looking like that man cheating. Equipped with some shit that you can't even. And I'll be ready when the moment comes. You're not gonna tell me that I can't seize it. Been standing tall for my whole life and never been the type to let a man leave me. Made choices that I know they question still. To this day they probably can't see. I've been feeling something, man, that man cold like I'm chillin' something, but they handhold like a villain coming. They enhance more shit is really nothing, man. It's really something. I don't really get it. If you heard me say it, then I really live it. Lot of sweat and blood, yeah, it's really spillage. And the world hurting, I can really heal it. Hey, my struggle, my whole mind, my whole climb. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. As I load up, let's see if I hold up. Just be my hold up. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Speed racing, I see greatness. Not gonna be patient. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way. Now I showed up, it's my whole time, and I'm whole flying. Not about to let you try to knock me out the way.
Early morning, time to rise, no sleep. Radio's humming with the funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up, CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune in quick, hear the power flow. Wake up, CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the Windy City, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived.
Hey there, it's your host, Rachel L. Gary for Wake Up CEO. Join me June 15th, right here in Chicago, for my book launch immersive event. Hashtag poverty to six figures, breaking the chains to gain. Get your tickets today at SayIamPossible.com. See you there.
Oh, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.